Hey, welcome back, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Ho, ho, ho. We're coming to the end of the book. We at page 149. We got only 8 pages to go. 155. Go ahead. 7, I think it is, yeah, but we rocking. And by the end of this book, I got a picture for you. When I get done, this is all the information that I just took you through. Okay, from the noon to I knew, to the do-out, to the pet, to the tie, and back up again. Okay, so all this information is what you've been taking in doing this book. Hopefully you learned some of it, acquired it, and most importantly, implement it so you know for yourself that it works. So let's go. I'm almost done. Feeling good about this. Let's rock. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in a story for life. I give life lessons from the book. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's continue. Right Thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka to know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical. But if you have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. So you teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. Person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my yacht, be true. I'm wrapping this up. Well, almost wrapping up. I think I got one more, maybe 2 lessons, maybe depending how far I get with this. But this is right thinkers. Let's talk about the Memphite Theology, the A's and B's of it. I'm going to take you through step by step from A to I and break it down for you as we go. Hopefully, good message, good lesson here. I like this. Now, the purpose and the nature of compensation of matter, or what is termed physical reality, and the concept of consciousness. We're dealing with the conscious of Ptah, or more better known as T. The P is silent. Alright, like the Django. Alright, but we got to understand it and where it was understood and clearly set down in what they call the hieroglyphic text, which dates back to, you ready? 5000 BCE. Now this is just the Memphite theology. It ain't the original. I knew it was first. This ain't the oldest. So let's go back 5,000. How about that? We just stop right there. And in the theological system of Memphis, part of Egypt, and it goes as follows. A. Ptah, conceived where in his heart, reasoning and consciousness. That's going to be Tahuti. But right now, we're going with Ptah, with his own heart reasoning and all that would exist. And at his utterance, okay, we call them words of power. We know it as Heka, okay? And his willpower to make or manifest created what we call the noon, or the watery abyss, the ocean, whatever you want to call it. He's the ultimate creator from the Memphite theology. Understand that. Just like in Anu, in Osirian, Ra was king. Here, Ptah is king in his own rights. And he do a good job too. All right, watch this. He got his stuff together. Moving on, I got so much information I'm trying to get all out. Just stick to the lesson. And as I go, I can drop a few jewels for you here and there. All right, how about that? Excuse me. Let's go. So he created the noon. And noon with the N is the female aspect. Nu is the male. Okay? N-U, male. N-U-N is female. That's important because I'm going to break down the Ogdod and the gods for you as we go along. Hopefully you get a better understanding. Remember, these are all principles and concepts, elements of nature. Okay? Moving on. Not real people. All right, where we go. The noon and the primeval waters that we talk about. The unformed matter and energy. Remember, energy can't be destroyed, can't be manifested. It's always there. That's what Ptah represents. Conscious energy, putting it into use, manifesting it like we had the power to conceive and achieve. If we can conceive it, we can achieve it. But moving on. I can do all things through Christ. No, through Ptah, who strengthens me. Moving on. B. Then, watch this. Not having a place to sit. Ptah causes noon to emerge from the primeval waters as what? A primeval hill. There goes the pyramid. It sits on top. Pyramidium. Okay, watch this. Now, so that what? He may have a place to sit. Not a throne, a pyramidium. And Atum then emerges and what? Sits upon Ptah. Meaning he coming going to be created. Atum, that's Tim. We'll get to that in a minute. But for him in Ptah, in the Memphite concept, he's Ptah's orchestrator. Okay, he sits upon Ptah. And then came into the waters, 4 pairs of gods and goddesses, better known as the Ogdod or the 8 gods. And again, Mayat is in effect, just ain't pronounced, but you'll see everything is in pairs. When you deal in duality, you're dealing with Mayat. Watch this, philosophically, and everybody understands that. The first one, we're down to C. We're going to name the 4 pairs, 2 sets of 4s, right? Here you go. C, start with the noon, a.k.a. primeval waters, and noon net represents heaven. That's tough newt in the other concept. Watch this. So then you got hue. Hue means boundlessness all over. Huet, that which is have boundaries. Put it together. These are all aspect concepts. Kuk, which represents darkness here. Kuket represents, light. Equal opposites. Get it? Okay. Here we go. Amun. The hidden one. Amunet. That which is what? Manifest. Means seen. Okay? Again, D. The Neteru, Noon, Noonet, Huet, Kuket, Amun, and Amunet are what? They all be considered the lips and the teeth of God's mouth, which what? Speaks the names of all things which come into existence. E. The heart and the tongue have what? Have power over all the limbs. Pay attention. God is found where? As the heart within all bodies. Spirit, soul that's in you. Now, in the mouth of each netter and all humans as what? Their tongue and will of all things that lives. It is God thinks as what? The heart. And who commands as what? The tongue. The heart thinketh, the tongue says it. Conscious makes that possible. F. That which the nose breathes. Now these are all senses of the human body. And the eyes sees. And what? The ears hear. Now this is the order of your senses. This is how it should be done. Not haphazardly, no. The first thing you do is what? Smell. Okay? But they say here, the nose is for breathing. But we use it as the senses to smell. And then what you smell, you see what you're smelling. Your ears are hear whatever's going on. And all of these senses, that's the 3 right here, was communicated where? To the heart. It is the heart mind. Ding, 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 ding. I know the heart had a mind. That's why I'm here to teach. That's my point. The heart mind, which makes what? All knowledge and awareness manifest. And then the tongue is what repeats what the heart has thought. That's bad. They laying it out for you. They laying it out for you. It can't get no more simple than that. They using every aspect of your physical body aspect to commune with your what? Spiritual and mental aspect. They got to work together. Now let's go to G. All divine utterances manifested themselves. How? Through the thought of what? The heart and the commandments of the tongue. They tell you speak into existence, but where it come from? The heart. Okay? Well, I thought the mind, yeah, okay. Remember, I told you, heart, mind, coherence. The mind is to be able to conceive, understand, and comprehend. That's why the body senses, uses those things to communicate to the brain. But the heart have a direct line to the brain. Hope you're getting this. This is what I'm teaching now. My man said, come on, somebody. If I was up on the pulpit, why I'd be jumping around and acting a fool? Why? Because I just made a point that I think is profound. Hopefully you do too. Now let's get to H. We almost there. Justice is done, what? To they who do what is love. What that mean? You do what's right. I tell you. You practice selfless service. That means to do something for somebody else and don't want nothing in return. Doing something just because it's the right thing to do, helping somebody else out because you are able to. Those are all godly justice done out of love from the heart. You starting to understand where I'm coming from? Yeah, I'm a nice guy, always been. But the game I played in the streets, I couldn't let everybody know I was a pushover. But okay, emotionally, I was a good guy. You wasn't bad. I said, no, man, I know that. I did bad things. So, yeah, I had to cover my heart. Why? Because they got close to me. They wouldn't know. Oh, you ain't. Yeah, so, yeah, he's a teddy bear. He really a nice guy. Yeah. Moving on. But that's the concept. So now what happens? When you are judged by what? Your actions. And guess what? Now the flip side. Justice is done to they who do what is love, a.k.a. what's right, obedient to God, all those good stuff. Yeah, however you want to put it. Yeah. Now, but guess what comes with that? God is all forgiving, all loving. But guess what? Punishment is to they who do what is hated, meaning what they want to do themselves, how they feel, what they think, and what they want. They're not serving the higher self. They're serving the lower, a.k.a. the devil. Whenever you do something that's not right, it's not good, that's your decision. You just sold your soul. Yeah, you got to be responsible for that action. And when you do them, there's a consequence. Just like when you do good, you want to get praise, you want to get and God will bless you for that. He just told you. But you can't have one without the other. Okay? So if you think God just a one-way God, then you don't know God. Or you believe God is just all merciful. Oh, God wouldn't do this. God wouldn't let this happen. Well, God, okay, you're ignorant. That's all. Moving on. I'm not going to sit and go back and forth. You need to just obtain some knowledge to know God, and you'll understand what this thing we call life is really all about. See, you run around here with your nose all snotty. You don't know what's going on. You better ask somebody. I got you. Come here. I'll handle that. But watch this. When they who do things that's hated, life is given to they who are what? Peaceful. So what's the flip side to that? Couldn't wait for you to ask. Death is given to the criminal. If that was so, we wouldn't have that guy in the White House. Let's get that one in. Again, right is right, wrong is wrong. God recognizes what's right, not man. No, y'all don't know from Shiola, as my old man would tell you. So that's why God is the overseer and gets the final call at what? Judgment Day for the life that you live according to him and his laws and his rules. You can make up all you want. Moving on. But you will be judged. And again, the righteous, respected, and blessed. The criminals, death to you. Moving on. And I say justice is too nice. Why? If a person commits a heinous act, take a bunch of lives, man, kill them. I don't, why? Why keep them around? For what? Kill them. Take their life. Show that justice is swift. Okay? And if you do stuff that you need, you got 30 days. What? Matter of fact, 28 days. You got one cycle. One menstrual cycle and one purification cycle for the men. But you ain't going to be on our dime. No, ain't happening. Why? You don't deserve it. Why house you for the rest of your life? Man, take your life. You took somebody else's. Moses, eye for an eye. Dr. Clark, no exceptions. Oh, but then we got a problem with that. Why? Because if you're a billionaire, you can get away with it. If you're white and got money, you can do anything. Moving on. You don't need God. Okay? Well, this is his domain, the devil's domain. They rely on this. Okay? Deceit, money to buy it. The person who would normally do what's right, make them do wrong with that money. People do some strange things. A little change. You know how we are as a people. Spiritual people, good people, don't let money do that to them. You got a bunch of people in Hollywood who ain't weird, professional in what they do, and focus on themselves. They're not caught up in all the madness. Moving on. So again, being with the in crowd, sometimes you know always the good thing to be. I went to the P. Diddy party. What? I left early. Moving on. I'm almost done. We at I. Then I got a little paragraph. I got some more stuff for you, but I won't keep you long. This is a good one. I'm having fun right now. This is teaching. I'm making points. Hopefully, I'm getting stuff across. Hopefully, you can understand what I'm saying to you. So now let's get to I. In the truth, God, a.k.a. Ptah, caused what? The Neteru to be born out of himself. Again, even he did the same thing. They all created life outside of them. So they always just the one. And the creation of the cities, the establishment of the nomes, which is 42, the establishment of the Neteru, which is thousands, and their places of adoration, God made their what? Likenesses according to their desires. That's why the headdress of each god and goddess signify what they had and what their gift was. So thereby the Neteru entered into their bodies the variety of wood, all types of mineral, that means spirit is in everything, clay, and all things that what grow from these, and in which they have taken place food, provisions, and all good things. He, Ptah, is actually me and you, a.k.a. Haru. Like I slipped that one in. All right, taking it home. Thus, through the Shabaka inscription, the stone that broke down all the concepts and information where they can understand it from the hieroglyphics to readable, legible readings, we are instructed in the following wisdom. God wants intelligent followers, not ignorant believers. A creation came. Okay, we're doing the ABCs again, excuse me. A, let's start with what? Creation came into being how? Through the mind, the thought of who? Ptah, the God of gods, again. And what? His utterance, words of power. Now we're dealing with B, C, and D. Out of the perplexing energy, again, he brought matter and noon. And God then formed the principles by which they would be governed and operated. You have 4 pairs of opposites. You got a Tun or Tim, I tell you, he performed the work of creation, became Ptah's tool, by what? Sitting on Ptah, oh, I like this, and taking the creative thought that he had and make manifest, and then what? Acting on the command of God, a.k.a. Ptah. So Atum is really your conscious. And so therefore, the elements, which we know as matter, which constitute creation, the universe, and everything that's in it, are the creative thought from who? God, Ptah, which what? Obeys his will. We as humans, we have free will. We don't have to obey his will, live within his laws, but we don't have to obey. We have free will. That's why those who obey is rewarded. Those who don't, punished. Simple. God gives, excuse me, 1 second, let me put a pen right there. As a parent, when your child do what you told it to do, hold it accountable, cleans his room, washes the dishes, does his chores, does his homework, good in school, and you really want to reward them for just that. And that's what it's all about. Nice clothes, whatever they pretty much want. Yeah, you give them the things that's going to make them happy. Why? Because they're doing things that's make you happy. God works on the same premise philosophically. So understand that. And God gives what? Existence in the form of nature. If you are agnostic or don't believe in God, don't care. Why? Nature shows God. I ain't got to argue for God, to prove God. I ain't got time for that nonsense. I'm trying to get you to know God for yourself. Then we won't have that problem. Now, E and G means what? Human, watch this, consciousness. There we go. We call it free will. But we have the ability to think, comprehend, and manifest just like God through our thoughts. And then our what? Understanding, and courage, and will to manifest in the physical. That's what we are in God's image. Easy. Now, we got human consciousness, and what? The 5 senses will allow for what? Perception, and give meaning to that which exists. In the physical body, the brain only can go by the signals that it receives from the physical body, but the thought from the heart goes right to the brain. Heart-mind coherence, that's my favorite. They stole it. I'm like Little Richard. I'm not going to let it go. I'm sorry. All right, I see the clock. Let me get this out the way. But God is, again, my everything. No, okay. God is all conscious and of creation. So, therefore, creation exists because he thought of it. He thought it into existence. You see where I'm going with this? And what Gnosticisms and the yoga philosophy term for universal consciousness, that's God's consciousness, what we living in his consciousness. And the heart is what modern physics, whenever they call it, intelligence. Okay? God wants what? Intelligent followers, not ignorant believers. He wants somebody to know and understand, and comprehend, be fully aware of him and everything that he represents. This intelligence is what? The underlying reality behind all existence and all human experience. We're here for that purpose, to become intelligent of who we are, get conscious knowledge and understanding, aka know thyself, through what? Trial and error. We give you a few shots at it. Don't worry about it. You don't, nobody get it right the first time out. Personally, that's the concept. So you have to learn, and if you don't get it in this lifetime, you'll be back. Moving on. The senses receive what? All its information from what? The environment, and thereby registers knowledge and existence according to its environment that it get the signals from. The baby learns everything from the environment that it's in for the first 7 years of its existence in this world. The spirit been here before. The conscious that's in the new life is new. The spirit ain't. Okay, the body is here, but okay. New suit, new clothes, that's all. The interior is still the same. The spirit. Now, taking it home. In fact, what? The world, aka creation, exists. Why? Because of consciousness or soul intelligence that projects its existence through what? Thought and willpower, just as we humans, our minds project what? The existence of our dreams while we're in this dream state, while we're asleep. The mind is a bad mamma jamma at every level. It's thrice great. Okay, wake, sleep, and unconscious. The mind is still great. That's who Tahuti is. How about that? Excuse me. Thrice great on every level of consciousness. That's who he is. H. Let me wrap this up. I'm getting a little hype. The law of karma. There we go. Karma is God's hitman. Or woman, I keep telling you, it's female aspect, but she give you what you deserve. Watch this. God do the blessing, she give the punishment. It household the other way around. The father distribute the punishment. No, ancient times, moms would tear that thing up. That's karma. What's this? And she didn't care, like my mother. She didn't give a good hoot about what I was doing, who I was doing it with, and what I was doing. No, you can't be here and I tell you, you won't be going out. That's punishment. Trust me, for somebody who let it go out, yeah, that would, man, I'd rather take, man, beat me, slap me, kick my butt, but don't hold me down. All right, so understand. And some people had the choice. Parents said, well, you can take the whipping on. Well, no choices. That's discipline. Moving on, and that's how you dispense it harshly. Why? To be a deterrent. I got the message. That's why I figured it out. Because she wasn't given. That's what I love about my yacht. That feather is going to be this way every time. It's going to be, fire burn every time you touch it, don't it? Moving on. I like to make them easy points, analogies. Now, the law of karma says cause and effect. You reap what you sow, and it's established, not by man. It's established to govern the entire creation as a whole. No exceptions. That's what karma, and that's what the law of God is. It ain't what man say. And let's wrap it up with I'm at I now. What we just went through, the breakdown of the stuff I just read a minute ago, is really breaking it down, really fine tuning it. All right, fine powder, you can digest it. There can be no existence without what? You ready? Consciousness. The elements show you before we got here, he was conscious of the thing that we're going to need when we got here before he brought us into the picture. That's conscious, okay? When you having a plan for yourself, laid out, and it falls the way you make it, that's consciousness, okay? That's what it's all about. And to what? You can't have existence without consciousness. Why? To perceive it. And then what? Sustain it, create it, manifest it. Well, I'm loving this. God, Ptah, is, spelled in big capital letter, I-S, is what? The Neteru, right? And the Neteru of what? Is creation. See where we going there? God is in his creation. He lives, he lives in the house, is the physical body. God lives in the human spirit, the human body. That's what the spirit that's in us is of God. Moving on. So therefore, what? God and creation. Come on. You almost there. Are one. Yeah, come on. And by what? Understanding this for yourself, the creation and your own mind that you create will come. Now you can what? Fully understand God. Like I just gave birth. And thus you become what? One with God. That's the pin dropper. Ptah and Haru, which is you, the supreme divinity, or the Saurian resurrection, are one and the same. Just go by different names. I'm wrapping it up right now. I love this lesson. I hope you do. And watch this. This proves and shows synchronicity between these two ancient Egyptian religions. They are not different, but just simply use differently names and describes other divinity that is the same. That's I'm dropping my pen because that's the lesson. And in closing, you know how I say it. May all you right thinkers let it be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I've never known my right thinkers have passed away. But I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I sure did.